Hello, this is Ray Bowers with Team 26. Alexa, make my web page accessible for our final artifact review and code demo. With only 10 minutes to present, I will go very quickly through our demonstration here. So essentially our standard use case is there are sellers who sell items through Amazon services, and sometimes they can commit offenses which cause their accounts to be suspended. When that happens, the user fills out a web form plan of action to state what caused their issue, what action they took to resolve it, and what they will do moving forward to prevent it from happening in the future. So our standard use case is if one of these people has accessibility issues where they don't have use of their hands, for instance, or maybe can't see. We have made that plan of action web form into an Alexa skill where a user can fill the whole thing out verbally without ever having to touch a computer. So I'll just show the yes responses to get through this quickly as we don't have much time. So to start, we can say make a plan of action.
Welcome to the appeal process. Are you ready to begin?
And I'll type the rest just so we can move through quickly.
Great, let's get started. What is the root cause of the issue? You can say things like, the reason was, or the issue was.
Broken water main, we'll say it flooded or something.
You have entered that the root cause of the issue was a broken water main. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay. How have you resolved the issue? You can say things like, I fixed this by, or the steps I took were.
Not realistic, but
the steps you have taken are
works.
putting duct tape on the pipe. Is this correct?
Which will say yes.
Okay. How have you prevented the issue from happening again? You can say things like, I plan to, or I have prevented this by.
I don't know. I plan to buy flood insurance.
The steps you have taken to prevent further issues are by flood insurance. Is this correct?
Yes.
Here is your completed plan of action. You said the root cause of your issue was a broken water main. You fixed this issue by putting duct tape on the pipe, and this won't happen again because you will buy flood insurance. Is this what you would like to submit?
Yes.
Perfect. You have completed the appeal process. Please wait to hear from Amazon regarding the status of your reinstatement.
And that completes the entire plan of action. So we obviously in conversation have many different paths that could be taken with each response we give. It's been shown in previous artifact reviews that there can be no responses where you go back and re-enter what you said. We have error handling newly implemented in there where random user responses will be handled in a way where Alexa will re-prompt for the information that they're looking for. But that is the entire skill. It's been shown also in previous reviews that the responses are saved into a Dynamo database where they will be referred to by Amazon to determine whether or not to reinstate the user's account. So we also have tested deploying this onto an actual Alexa device, not just done here through the testing simulator, and it works. And we have demonstrated that to our sponsor. So I showed it here, obviously, just to record this video. But that's the entire task that we were asked to complete. We do have a finished working version. So our code base, we work through Visual Studio Code, and there are two main files that really dictate the behavior of what's going to happen in our skill. The first and probably most important one here is the index.javascript. So we have different handlers, they're called, to handle each type of request. So here's the root cause, which was the first question. What was the root cause of the issue? What actions have you taken? You can see here. Steps taken handler. And then we have sections to handle yes responses, which are pretty large. There's a lot that happens there. Cancellation. Now, many of these files are provided by Amazon when you go to create a skill, but they're very limited versions with just the most basic methods written in. So we've added many of these handlers in here into this index file. But this is where all of the Alexa behavior is written and determined. The other mainly important file that we use is in the models. It's the JSON file that contains the intents. These are what Alexa is looking for. So if you were to cancel an intent, if she heard you say never mind or off, that would trigger a cancellation. So we've written in many different possibilities for what you could say for root cause, because it does come down to almost exactly saying exactly what's required. So here we have for the action taken. Those are our main files that were worked on. And many of these are provided by Amazon, but we have to modify them in order to have the correct skill ID, the right E tag so that it points to the right thing when we're testing and deploying. And as far as engineering practices, we've used commenting in the code here to keep everything clean and make sure that we know what's going on. Formatting is consistent. We reuse variables like speech output and reprompt in each method where something like that is used. We also actually have Travis CI testing available for our entire repository. So testing has been very important in this project, making sure that everything's working correctly. And a lot of refactoring has been done. Obviously, when we started the project, we were still learning how to make everything work properly. So we went through, wrote the working code, and then we've gone through again to refactor and clean up and make sure that everything's looking cohesive. So as far as being on track with this project, we've actually completed the project, and we've talked with our sponsor about that. There are a few small things that we can do to clean it up a little more, add some more responses, make it a little more robust of a verbal interaction with the Alexa device. But we're pretty much 95% complete with the entire thing. So in our last meeting with our sponsor, we talked about ideas to take the project even further and to add new requirements next semester, which will allow for even greater functionality than what was originally asked for. We are very far ahead of schedule, and we've honestly been really successful in completing the given task, just aside from minor improvements that can be made, but it is working, and our sponsor has expressed that he's impressed with how we've done. So we're going to just take it even further next semester and add a bunch more on. And then for our repositories, we can look at, let's start with our GitHub account here. So we mainly work on this dev branch just to keep master clean. And then we branch off for each individual task from dev as a second precaution, just to make sure that we keep our master branch in working order all the time. In here you'll find a lot of the Travis CI integration that was written for testing. And then on our Taiga board, you can see our sprints. We were able to accomplish quite a bit in 3 sprints. So the past couple weeks have really been determining what steps we're going to take moving forward next semester, how we're going to continue working past, like I said earlier, almost completing the entire project. We've got our last sprint. You can see many tasks were completed here. Almost all of them, actually. They're all closed. But yeah, our team has had a lot of success. We've done really well, really quickly. And thank you very much for watching this code review and demonstration.